Hello guys, welcome back. And today we are on the fifth game of Kasparov, and the white player is Kasparov and the black player is Viktor Gavrikov. Both are from Russia, and it is played in the 49th Soviet Championship, round 1 in France, Russia in November 1981. The opening is Tarrasch defense classical variation. Okay. D4, D5, C4, E6, knight F3, C5. Then C takes D5, E takes D5, and G3. And the fianchetto formation is the most effective here. And knight C6. And knight C6 must come first before knight F6, because if knight F6, then bishop G5 would be annoying. So it is correct to move the C6 knight first, and adding pressure to the D4 pawn is the correct plan here. And bishop G2, knight F6, castle shot, and bishop E7, and D takes C5. White usually waits another move before capturing, but this move order with no knight at C3 avoids a tricky alternative line like after knight C3 castle D takes C5, and there will be the black would push D4. On pushing D4 here, then knight A4 will be there. After knight A4, bishop F5 leads to very complicated play. So after bishop takes C5, bishop G5, castle shot, knight C3. This is the most common variation of the classical Tarrasch defense. Black has a weak pawn, but it can cause a lot of trouble when it advances. Even as it stands on D5, it controls E4 and C4. And black has complete freedom of movement. And the bishop at C5 is eyeing the F2 pawn, and it can become a very juicy target. D4. Here D4. And then after D4, then bishop takes F6. Knight queen takes F6. Knight D5. Queen D8. And knight D2. And this position has been reached a lot of times. White's e pawn, which is actually weaker than black's isolated D4. Logically, black should go to work against the pawn with some combination of rook E8 and rook G4, A6. And bishop is rook C1, and this adds more pressure to the C6. And after bishop A7, knight C4, and knight F4 has been the favorite always, but this is a new move at that time. The immediate pressure at C6 combined with an attractive pose for the knight, which can be later used on the king side, and it can support a bishop at D5, aiming at F7. Black can actually defend the position with bishop D7 or bishop G4. And after rook B8, This move, getting off the dangerous h1a diagonal, has been popular against the old knight f4 too. It is c6. It is c6, not b7, that needs defense. It is more logical to move the rook to c8 after developing the bishop. Uh, uh, then knight f4. Both the knights occupy very useful positions, and the bishop at g2 has very nice view now. Uh, Black pieces are in only purely defensive positions. b5, and this move creates a serious weakness at c6, and now knight d6 comes. Uh, and now after queen takes d6, there is rook takes c6. Hmm. Rook takes queen takes c6. Actually, queen takes d6 was an inferior move. Now queen c2, e5, e5, and rook c1, rook e8. Now white has a dominating position with pressure on both the flanks. And the stage is set for some creative action to take advantage of the attacking possibilities. And now bishop d5, bishop d5, bishop b6, and queen b3, queen b3. The computer shows to take bishop takes f7. I don't know what does it say. Then king takes after king takes f7, there is queen queen takes h7. Computer shows this, and after d3, then queen g8. As you can see, guys, it can be played like this too. Okay, and then rook takes b6, rook takes b6, and queen takes b6 is coming. It can be played in this way too, but white went for queen b3, queen b3, and black says to put queen rook e7, and bishop f3 again, and even queen f3 is best here. And then but after queen b3, rook e7, where black puts rook e7. Now bishop f3. Actually the bishop has come to f3 to go to h5 after rook e5. Rook e5 was a mistake here. It was better to put the rook on c7. Now after bishop h5, g6, and now the bishop takes g6. This is a combination type known as destroying the barrier. Here actually the black player didn't. I think he didn't get what was Kasparov's plan, or he simply gave into the inevitable. After hashtag g6, there was rook takes g6 check, and the f7 pawn was pinned after king f8 and rook h6, and there is a threat of rook h8 check. Now if king comes here, then there is this rook c6, and after bishop f5 there is rook comes here, and there is a huge threat. After this, this, and this. Okay, if at all the king comes here, then there is queen h7 check. Queen h7 check. If it takes, then there is queen takes f7 here, and mate cannot be avoided. And if at all the king goes here, then there is checkmate here. I think white's attack is very powerful here. It cannot be avoided. Okay guys, I hope you have enjoyed this game. I'll meet you in the next game. Thank you all.